Companion planting is one of the most misunderstood concepts in home gardening, simultaneously overpromised and undersupported, recommended with confidence in contexts where the evidence is weak and dismissed in others where the evidence is strong. The result is that most gardeners either follow companion planting rules as folk wisdom without understanding the mechanism, or dismiss the concept entirely because someone on the internet told them the research does not support it. Both responses miss the more useful middle ground. Some companion combinations produce measurable, mechanistically explainable benefits, some are neutral, and some are actively harmful in ways that most gardeners never connect to the losses they experience. Tomatoes are the crop where harmful combinations do the most damage, partly because tomatoes are the most commonly grown home garden vegetable and partly because they are unusually sensitive to allelopathic compounds, chemicals released by certain neighboring plants that suppress growth, alter soil chemistry, or attract specific pest populations to the area. The 7 combinations that follow are not folk wisdom. Each one has a mechanistic explanation for why the pairing damages tomato productivity, and understanding the mechanism is what allows you to apply the logic to new situations rather than just memorizing a list. Fennel is the most damaging companion for tomatoes in the entire plant kingdom, and most gardeners who grow both have never been told this directly. Fennel releases allelopathic compounds from its roots that suppress the germination and growth of most garden vegetables, with tomatoes among the most sensitive. The effect is not subtle. Tomatoes planted within the root influence zone of established fennel show stunted growth, reduced fruit set, and yellowing that is frequently misdiagnosed as nutrient deficiency and treated with fertilizer that addresses none of the actual problem. Fennel belongs in a dedicated bed separated from the main vegetable garden entirely. It is a useful and productive herb. It simply cannot coexist with most other crops. Brassicas, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, Brussels sprouts, compete with tomatoes for soil calcium and share several pest species that readily transfer between adjacent plantings. Cabbage loopers and imported cabbageworm moths are attracted to Brassica plantings and will move to adjacent tomatoes once the Brassica population supports them. The calcium competition can exacerbate blossom end rot in tomatoes during periods of moisture stress. Keeping these families separated by meaningful distance reduces both pest pressure and nutritional competition simultaneously. Corn planted adjacent to tomatoes creates a structural problem that goes beyond nutrition or chemistry. It creates a vertical habitat for corn earworm, which is the same organism as the tomato fruitworm. A corn planting within the garden functions as a population reservoir for the pest that causes the most direct fruit damage to tomatoes. The larvae tunnel into developing fruit and render it unmarketable regardless of how well everything else has been managed. Physical separation of at least 20 to 30 feet is the minimum meaningful distance. Dill in its mature bolted stage releases compounds that are antagonistic to tomato growth. Interestingly, young dill is considered beneficial, attracting predatory insects that manage tomato pests. The shift happens at flowering. Dill that is managed and harvested before it bolts can be a neutral to positive companion. Dill that is allowed to flower and go to seed adjacent to tomatoes introduces the allelopathic dynamic that makes it a problem. Potatoes and tomatoes are members of the same plant family and share blight pathogens, specifically Phytophthora infestans, which cause the Irish potato famine and which moves readily between solanaceous crops in close proximity. A blight outbreak in a potato planting will spread to adjacent tomatoes with a speed and completeness that a gardener who has never experienced solanaceous blight is rarely prepared for. These two crops should be separated by the maximum distance your garden allows, and ideally by a physical barrier that limits air movement between plantings. Knowing which plants harm tomatoes is the starting point. Knowing the full system, which plants actively benefit tomatoes, which are neutral, which compete, and which harbor shared pests, is the information that makes companion planting a genuine productivity tool rather than a list of things to avoid. Companion Planting for Beginners by Jessica Walliser covers exactly this, the full pairing logic for vegetable gardens, organized by crop rather than by general principle, with the mechanistic explanations that turn the recommendations from rules to memorize into logic to apply. If you are managing a serious vegetable garden and making planting decisions by intuition or partial information, this is the resource that replaces guesswork with a system. The link is in the description. Even with optimal companion planting, pest pressure from adjacent areas, new introductions from neighboring gardens, and population explosions during favorable weather conditions mean that a backup defense is a practical necessity rather than an admission of failure. Spruce Weed Killer, 64-ounce refill, no pour no mix no mess format, handles the perimeter weed management that eliminates the pest harborage zones around the garden boundary that companion planting inside the bed cannot address. Weeds along fence lines, driveway edges, and bed borders are where aphid colonies and thrips populations overwinter and from which they colonize garden crops each season. Eliminating those populations at the source reduces in-garden pressure more effectively than any in-garden spray program. The link is in the description. The 7 combinations are avoidable. The system that replaces guesswork with informed planning decisions is learnable. And the perimeter management that reduces the pest pressure no in-garden strategy fully eliminates is a 30-minute job once a season. Tomatoes that are planted intelligently produce more, suffer less, and require less intervention than those planted by proximity convenience, and the investment in understanding the system pays every season for as long as you grow them. Subscribe to Hydrohaven. The product links are in the description. See you in the next one.